Okay. And good morning, and we are live. Toss those there. Ooh. Live. Guess we'll just start with real quickly. Apologies for yesterday and not being live, but it was a just woke up smashed, just hard exhausted. Just getting stuff over here. Hey Joe, good morning. How are you? Morning, Ken. Good morning. Hey, Joe. I am okay. Oh, just okay. Everything all right, Joe? I know yesterday, obviously, I wasn't on. How are things with how are things with the car? And hopefully everything's okay with your family. Okay. Just gonna put Weekend from the Twilight Zone. Uh-oh. Really? How so? Well, I think all sorts of good stuff. After we're done with desk cleanup, I may actually start going through some of the drawers here, figuring shit out. Bounce. Anyway, I hope everybody again did have a good Sunday. Car runs, tow truck driver brought the car back to the house and fixed it for the most part. It shifts and drives. There you go. I guess as long as it's got that going on, that's a good thing. Hey, good morning, Nick. How are you? I think I'm going to toss these things out. I don't know what he did. Hey, it doesn't matter as long as it's working. Morning, Ken. Joe does not know what he did, but his name was Jesus, so that otherwise known as Jesus. Nice. That's awesome. I shall recycle that. So these things have these blue clear windows because, of course, you need a blue clear window to see how much floss you have left. They pop out that, and you got a clear piece. That's good, clear blue, light blue stuff. I've used them before. It's good. I have to figure out what to do with those. Waking up is hard to do. Ain't that true? Especially on a Monday, Peter. Especially on a Monday. Hey, good morning, Peter. How are you? Yeah, so yesterday, the night before, okay, let's go back. Saturday was a long day. We drove down to Connecticut, came back. And it was just basically, it was a run to get some stuff for a party for my daughter. We got back. We then had to do a run over to look at a a location for a party we are holding for our daughter for her graduation party. Um, so by the time we actually got home and everything, and it was like this day just went by and nothing felt accomplished, right? So I also had to get my from the president email written for the Patriot newsletter. So by the time I started and got through, edited it a bunch of times, everything like that, the next thing I know, it's just after 3 o'clock in the morning. And when your alarm is set for 5 o'clock, it's like you give it a try. So I tried. I woke up. I think I came downstairs. I honestly don't remember what I did, except for let everybody know I'm not going to have a live stream. And then I just went back to sleep. So that's the reason for the too much information, maybe, but that's the reason why we did not have a live stream yesterday. Burning candle both ends. Yeah, it's not an uncommon thing, unfortunately, but it is something I'm going to need to change. I'm getting to the point where I think it's hard, with my. I did this for some reason, for the life of me, experimentation. But yeah, I've been doing it for a long time now, and it's and unfortunately it seems to be getting a little old, and it's getting a bit problematic. So yeah, I gotta figure something out in order to prevent basically killing myself. Anyway, so with that, how's everybody's Sunday? Joe had Jesus, otherwise known as Jesus, do a car repair for him. That's a good thing. Wow, that's a big wire. Hey, Edwin, good evening. How are you? I imagine that's at least 14 gauge, possibly 12 gauge. Good evening, Edwin. Went to local game store learning how to play Warhammer. Oh, really? Oh, Edwin's gone down the dark path in a good way. Hey, Tom. Good morning. How are you? Sunday was chill. Painted some camo with sponges. Oh, nice. Hey, Light. How are you? Good day. Yeah. So then my wife and I yesterday we ran a bunch of errands in the morning. It was good. We hung out. She had to leave by, I don't know. We got back. We're still fairly exhausted. We took naps, came back, and she took off after I did some grilling. And then my daughter came home, and we believe she may have strep. So that's fun. Keep an eye on that. Okay, we are going to move all of these little guys, and I'm done with collecting these things. I got more than enough in here. We're moving these things into a little container. And someday I will do a diorama with these things. Where? What? I have no idea yet. I'm okay. In debt with a cat vet visit. Still looking for work. Grateful as can be. How's everyone? Oh, man. Light, and I think, first of all, I'm sorry to hear that. How's the cat? Let's start with that. And I wish you all the best with both the bill as well as yeah, it's bringing back a lot of interesting memories. I'll tell you about them in just a second. And then just, of course, finances being what finances are. Sunday was good. I got the landing gear finish for the chopper, nice, and base coated the hover racer despite fighting with my airbrush the whole time. Why fighting with the airbrush? What's the issue with it, Peter? That's not what I wanted to do. That's the... So, God, many years ago when my wife and I had just gotten married, moved out to Western Mass, we got a cat, and within very short order, that cat became very, very sick, and the amount of money we sank into trying to keep that cat alive the cat, I think, lasted for less than a year, maybe like 11 months. Her name was Cleo. Great personality. Love that cat, but poof. Anyway, but the amount of money we put into trying to keep that cat alive, we've been joking ever since, my wife and I, that I think they probably opened up a wing, put us into significant debt doing it. But at the same time, when you have a beloved pet, right? She's recovering. I can't get a second opinion from 1,000. Yeah, God cures her. Yep, she's a little soldier. Just from an accident that made me worry. She was internally injured. The usual tip driving, sputtering nonsense. Oh, Peter, what are you using for paints? What are you using to thin? Now I'm kind of curious. I believe you're probably using water-based acrylics. They're not pet. They are family. They are family. I'm not disagreeing with you. That cat had such great personality. There was, maybe thin the paint more. Should have been used, Peter. Yeah. I think we're going to find out in a little bit. Man, I feel like I'm making these stocks for Doctor Who, for a Dalek. Exterminate, exterminate. Anyway. Okay. Man, the stuff I made. Oh, God. So that, if anybody remembers, that was the original concept for trying to roll a barrel. Yeah, I just broke part of it. Roll the barrel for the Spartan's main cannon, and it never worked. Man, the number of things I experimented with on that. AK 3rd gen with their thinner. Interesting. You try making stop motion of any figures. Yes, years ago I did. Many years ago on the 1/60th scale Zeta that I have. I did that back in 1987, I think. Just a short little. At that point, I was a film student in college. I had an 8mm camera, and I had about another, I don't know, minute or so of film left. So I just experimented with some stop motion animation. One of these days, I'll try to resuscitate that, and oops, I guess that broke. And post it. I'm going to deep clean my airbrush before going any further. Yeah. I think that's probably the best thing to do, Peter. Just like get into the guts of it, break it down entirely. Peter, what may I ask what you have for an airbrush? Hectic day today, organizing all the 3D printed files for my origami. Origami got 2 print orders, and then I forgot to eat. Ooh, don't forget to eat. It's amazing how the body needs food. Wow, that's an entire bin of scrap. Around the same. Did you really? And one of these days, Peter, maybe we'll have to do a little bit of a comparison. Paint gun holder. Tamiya makes a holder that keeps the tip in thinner. Does that? I guess that would kind of help, right? I guess. Kind of makes sense that it might. The issue with tip dry with water-based acrylics, it just comes with the nature, you know. It's the nature of the material, unfortunately. A wide HP, same thing, yeah. HPC is a great airbrush. Yeah, deep clean. Good thing is those are fairly straightforward to clean, which should get you where you need to be, Peter. That's those little buggers. Wow. God damn. I think I might have used this as a joint at some point. God, what the hell was this for? Wow. Man, the stuff I experimented with, I love it. Moving the needle constantly, yeah. You thought about selling any of the models you put together, or maybe some extra ones, while keeping one for the home? So, yeah, that actually came up a couple days ago, Light, in that, and it's a wonderful question, because I think one of the issues that I always, you know, that I see a lot of people just selling their work. They create something, they sell it. They create something and they sell it, right? And these are certainly people who are at a much higher level than I am. So my consideration is I don't first of all, I don't consider my stuff to be worthy of it. And the second thing is, and I'm not joking fully about this. So the one model that, you know, somebody said, "Hey, I'll buy the Spartan from you." Okay, $15,000. Is it worth $15,000? No. But will I sell it for less? No. And the reason is that if I tabulate the amount of time I put into that project, the amount of hours, materials, all of that stuff, I figure that's what it's worth to me to sell it off. Now, having said that, would I even offer it? And the answer is no. And for the reason that I love seeing the work that I've done, because to me, I enjoy the journey that I did. I enjoy seeing where I came from and where I'm going. I have the first models hanging over me, is one of the first models I did back in the 1980s, one of the first Gundam-ish models that I worked on. It's a Zaku. It's a 1/100 scale, no grade Zaku. Zaku 1. And I keep that because it's a reminder when I got back into the hobby. And thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. And I don't think it's fair, but it is fair to me. You know, when I got back into the hobby, it's like I was, I want to see everything that I've done, and I've watched my journey. So all the models that I have down here, you see the journey that I was on, and I appreciate seeing that journey. So that's sort of the long and the short of it. Other people look at their work and it's like, I don't care. I've created it. I've moved on to something else. And all I care about is recouping money. It's like, great. I think you should. Everybody should decide for themselves what they believe the value of what they do is. Personally, I'd rather hold on to this stuff. At some point when I shuffle off, if my family wants to sell that stuff off, if they want to take it and, keep it in their houses, whatever. If it ends up, and I hope not, but if it ends up as landfill, it is what it is. As I think it was Louis XIV said, "Après moi le déluge." It's kind of the truth right there, my friends. After I'm gone, what happens, happens. Okay. That's a lot of scrappy stuff. Do I want to go through each one of these things in here? To sort out, and I think the answer to this is no. That's a waste of time. I've already got a little scrap in. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to dump all the little bitty bits in here. Just going to dump all the scrap in here and just keep this nearby for all the scrappy bits. That can just go away. So anyway, Light, I'm not sure if that kind of answers your question or if it helps guide you in whatever thought process you might have, but that's where I stand on this matter. Okay. I'm just going to do exactly that. All of this plastic goes back in here. Welcome to the scrap bin. Now, I'm not sure if other people are like, think that that's wrong or whatever. Joe obviously thinks it's not a bad decision. That's what I feel. Anyway. And in terms of my own models, like would I ever sell my own, like if unbuilt models? I think you might have hinted at that as well. It's your life. Yeah. That's kind of how I feel about it. I'm pretty excited about the stuff that I've created. I like what I've created. I'm very proud of the work that I've done. And I have no problem showing it off. Yeah. I'm not going to belabor that issue. But, in terms of like unbuilt models, I've given away a bunch. And I will likely continue to do so. But my goal also in life is I want to finish every model that I've ever built. I really do. Every model that I own, I want to build. People can paint a dot on a canvas and sell it for over 100,000. It's more than fair. Yeah. Yeah, but that's, again, that all comes down to, let's be honest, that's brand recognition. You got people who create some of the stupidest artwork and it sells for a lot. Why? Because they're a name and a brand. I'm not that guy. Personally, don't care. I've never been that guy. Okay, there we go. I like having a spare parts bin ready to go. This gives me the opportunity to now in here, and I think I will. I think I am going to put a little display of all of the stuff that I replaced on the Spartan, all the work that was done, so people can actually see what was actually there. Like, these back thrusters or the mock-up of the main cannon. Of course, Short would give it for free for a nut punch to the commander. Would I do that? No, it's not worth it, Joe. It's not worth it. Nah, he ain't worth it. Oh, that is funny as hell. Hey, Clint, good morning. They were never a brand considering I don't know who the bastard is. Yes, but within certain circles, they are. That's the problem. Within circles, they are. Our guys are just pompous ass kissers. Maybe. I'm not going to say yes or say no to that. I honestly don't know. I don't typically follow that. I've worked side by side with people who are those people who select artwork for clients. I've had clients who have had pretty large collections of artwork, and I'm sure they paid a massive penny for it, right? That I don't need to keep, and they probably bought them because they thought that they were either going to increase in value or they were going to or they just like the artwork, or it's a brand. Oh, I like this brand. Anyway, Clint, how's things, man? How's your weekend? Art guys are pompous ass kissers. Well, one can say that about anything. You rise to a certain level, you become an asshole. It's kind of the nature of the biz. All right, I have a little bin here. Oh, I got all this little stuff. Okay, great. Oh, look, I got more bread tabs. Wow. That 9-year-old on YTB. Hello. It is I, Red. I kind of figured as such. Red, how are you? And finally done fighting off some stomach bug. Kind of ruined weekend plans. Oh, no. Clint, were you able to go to the anime event, or I guess Anime Plaza event on Saturday? I changed my name, so pick that up in a second. More foil. One of the test parts for applying clear and painting on the edges for the propeller. I think that will have to get recycled. Dead rubber band. Nah, it was not, but I saw the guys did great. Well, it's kind of crumbling. Uh-oh. At 9 years old, what's causing it to crumble? Red, do tell, do tell. HDMI plug, definitely don't need that. I can recycle that. My dad is a jackass. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I don't know of any 9-year-old, whoever thinks their dad is, at some point doesn't do things that don't make us happy. We always think our dads are jackasses. Spare parts. Yeah, I'm getting a little lost here. What did I do with all the fucking spare parts? No. Oh, this is the spare parts. Got it. Okay. My mom, all he does is lay around, go to work, go home, sleep, lay around. That's all he does. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that does sound pretty unfortunate. I'm hoping there's more to it than that, though. You make arguments worse and worse. I'm sorry, Red. So I haven't seen Richie on yet this morning to see how the event went. Telling around, maybe he is sick. Don't get involved in mom-dad feelings. Probably not a bad idea. Sometimes it's good to steer clear of those. Especially at 9, it's kind of hard always to decipher what's going on. He's not even sick, yeah. Yeah, Light makes a valid point. So I haven't seen about anybody else. How did everybody else's weekend go, though? I haven't heard from. I've heard from a few. I need to ask your wisdom. Oh God, Edwin, I'm not sure you're going to get much wisdom, but go ahead. If a client asks for a rush job, mean the work to be done earlier than agreed deadline, you charge for a rush job fee. So I can tell you, if I were doing this professionally, not just at a model, but if a client asked me to do that, once we're contracted to do something, I think the first thing I always tell a client, and again, now I'm talking about in my professional career, what I tell clients is, look, I got a schedule and I can't just bump somebody else out of the way. I will see what we can do and I'll get back to you. If we can move the schedule around, then I always tell the person there may be an upcharge for this, especially if it's going to require working outside normal hours. Oh, I heard they bought a bunch of those Gundam cards, forever giving Bandai their money. Yeah, Richie said he was going to do that, so that doesn't surprise. All I want is just a dad who's not lazy or something. Yeah. Well, my hope is that it isn't just about laziness. I think, to Light's point, it's like we don't always understand what's going on. You know, again, I don't know your dad. I don't know the job he does. Perhaps it's one that, it exhausts him. I don't know. He's kind of ungrateful. Thanks for the guidance of Elder of the AM. Oh my God, that's funny as heck. Well, if it's useful, great. If anybody else feels any differently, let us know. Teach their own, whatever makes them happy, but I like busting their chops about it. Yeah, 100%. Well, and especially those guys. Especially those guys. Yeah. Oh, wow. Filled parts that I guess I'm never going to use. I don't know. That's very phallic. I think I know where that came from. That was probably from the little guy that I did, the little SD. Did I swear if he keeps being lazy, I'd leave the house? Well, I hope that won't be the case, especially as somebody at your tender young age. Probably not what you want to do. Morning. How's everyone today? Doing all right, Mike. How are you? How are you? How fare thee? Just trying to get by, Mike. Just trying to get by. We'll leave from now on. So bye. I'm sorry to hear that, Red. Well, I wish you all the best, brother. May things work out in the long term for you. Because I found the clear parts for the strike dogs, so I can come out step closer to finishing. Ooh, nice. So it's going to be ready for PatCon. I love it. I'll put that in the spare parts area with the thrusters. Coffee. What time is it, man? Eddie, that's what I was going to. I think the second weekend of September, correct? Last weekend, September 28th, if memory serves. It is posted on the Patriot website. Been updating it. I'm going to continue to update it. There will be emails going out on all the very shortly with all the information being posted and all that. Right now, we're just wrapping up. We're wrapping up getting the documentation on there. Before I make first of all, PatCon is live. Everything is available on the website is telling us all the information we need. However, forms and documents and everything like that, they're not there. Those will be available shortly. So, and then once all of that stuff, once that site is 100% live, at that point, I will likely send out an email. I try to save everybody's email address. If you provide an email address at PatCon 2024, I saved everybody's email addresses. So everybody will get an e-blast. I am well. My Sunday today, prepping to continue. Irish line is near. Irish line? Touching up spots missed on top of the section, then the floor. Hopefully today, if weather cooperates. We have reserved 3 tables. I do believe Kim has said. Yeah, I will talk to Mike about that. But yeah, you should be all set. That's great. You guys, in the end, Mike, you guys are gonna have tables. Don't care how. Okay, I want to see if we're heading up there and trying to get a head count. Yeah, awesome. Definitely make it happen. Definitely make it happen. Would love to see everybody. And next year, I'm hoping we'll be able to do something like the night before, like as a full group thing. I think all of this is just going to go into the nub jar. So yeah, it'd be nice to be able to I know people make a lot of special trips to come up to shows, and it'd be good to have something. I'm going to be talking to, when I see him, probably at the show, the guy who runs all the events. I'm going to see if we can maybe have something there the night before. But I'll keep you guys going. AmFam Live, possibly. There will be a few of our customers coming from New York. That's saying something. To travel 4 hours for a model show. The museum is a bonus. Yeah. My wife and I also, Mike, are looking at our calendar, and there's a possibility I might try to make a show out in New York this year. No promises. I don't think I'm going to make BuffCon, but I think there's one of the shows in upstate New York is a possibility. Be there Saturday and just leave Sunday after the show. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right. So where are we now? Where are we? Let's see. I need a better container for all these bread tabs. If anybody needs bread tabs, you just let me know. That's my plan. Nice. That is a good plan. And if Peter is still here, I always talk to them about using bread tabs for plastic in your presentation. Not that I'm dictating what Peter should do. Understand? Yeah, I'm taking this to 7 o'clock today. Why not? Don't go to Syracon only because it's the same day as GraniteCon. We'll be at GraniteCon. No, GraniteCon, I may not be able to make GraniteCon. It's a little up in the air, but if I do, I did see that those are the two choices, Mike. GraniteCon is the same day as Parents Weekend. I take it back. That weekend is Parents Weekend at Quinnipiac. So we may be, I'll definitely be at QU on Saturday. I will likely drive up and go to New Hampshire for Sunday. I've never used them except to keep the bread fresh. Dude, that is a lot of cheap, high-quality styrene. I've used this stuff for gap filling. I mean, if you take a look at that, Peter, that's a, again, depending on your scale, that's pretty chunky size of plastic. It's thick too. Good. In fact, the Spartan, I think I lined the inside of the legs with this as opposed to using, any of that stuff up here. Have a wonderful day. Joe, you too, brother. Thanks for being on this morning, Joe, as always, and hope your day goes well. We'll start with well, right? Okay. Oops. I guess I'll have to start the bread. Yeah, let me know how many you want. I got plenty. Plenty. Bread jar, that is. Yeah, exactly. There's RockCon in Rochester. That is September 21st, week before PacCon. Yeah, I think this one's after that. I think it's sometime in September. Right now, my goal is to go to definitely to GraniteCon, if I can make it. We do eat bread over here. Who doesn't? I don't trust people who don't eat bread. Just saying. And bread is slowly and surely killing me, but I can't stop eating bread. Just saying. GraniteCon is definitely in the works. And then what else? And I believe, oh God, I think it's the Hudson Valley show that I'm gonna try to go to. I don't think I'm gonna be doing Baycon this year. Last year I just didn't enjoy it. The last couple of years, I just it's a good show. Didn't wow me. We have like 6-7 show flyers posted in the store. That's awesome. People don't eat bread. I know. Well, let's put it this way. My doctor keeps telling me, it's like, stop with the carbs, chill out on the carbs. And it's like, when I was growing up, we used the term in our family, we used the term somaji. It means baker in Greek. And that's what my dad and I called each other. We're bakers, because we love eating bread. Love bread. All right. Just put away. Okay, we got these little desiccant things done. Got my bread tabs. I got an empty container. Well, I got stuff I still have to do here, but we're slowly but surely getting there. That is spare parts, and this is the stuff I'm going to probably do some kind of display with. I have to have one roll a day, either for breakfast or on a sandwich for lunch. A roll of what? What kind of bread? Because it's all kinds of bread. I have no idea what to do with those. This goes to the spare parts area. These will go into spare parts as well. Actually, just like that. Baycon is a no for us. Hudson Valley, I'll have to investigate. Is that IPMS? Yeah, that's also the one that's, I believe, coordinated by the Region 1 director, Mark Norman. Usually a Portuguese roll or a Kaiser roll. Yeah. I don't know if anybody shops at Trader Joe's. Their San Francisco style sourdough is fabulous. It's one of my all-time favorite breads. That's kind of like the one that does its best to kill me. I think I'm just gonna Trash that. Bases. We'll put that with the spare parts. Portuguese rolls, though. The fork. Spare parts. Never said I didn't eat bread. No, I figured you did. Who doesn't like bread? Again, I gotta say it. People who don't eat bread, I just kind of like worry about them. You don't eat bread? What, like no meat? Okay. Another spare bin. No idea why I need to save that. My friends, we are almost done here. Of course, I've got these things, and I, for the life of me, cannot tell you what the hell they are now. They're red and rubbery. I'm sorry, they're rubbery. Okay. The spare parts or spare scrap bin, I'm going to put next to my desk here, which is good. There we go. Okay. And with that, I think we're kind of marching forward here. I think there's a lot left to do. I'm not lying about that, but I've kind of gotten stuff at least separated, organized. It's a little less cluttered. It ain't perfect. It's got a long way to go, but I'm getting there. So anyway, with that, yep, perfect timing. With that, I think I'm going to tune on out, guys. Head on up, move them out, and call it a morning session and get ready to head down to Southern Rhode Island. So with that, my friends, thank you very much for being on this morning. I really do appreciate it. It's always good. I got to tell you, Mondays are rough. It's always good to start a Monday here. So, guys, go out there, stay safe and stay sane. Do good. Enjoy the day as much as you can and brighten the world. It is a crazy world. Have a good one, everyone. Clint, you too. Always good to have you on, Clint. Always. But go out there and do good. Brighten the world as much as you can. It's getting nuttier, shittier, crazier, more insane. It's up to us to add some level of brightness to it. Make somebody's day. Anyway, I'll be back on tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Enjoy the day, guys. Do good, and I'll catch you on the flip. Peace.